Are you pushing yourself too hard? My name is Ross, and I help men in their 30s and 40s rediscover their direction and have the confidence to express themselves into the world so they feel strong and capable to build the life they've always dreamed of. If you'd like to book a call with me, there's a link in the description section below, and I hope you enjoy the video. So over the past few weeks, things have been pretty hectic. There's been a lot going on. I've taken on, I think, 2 more things other than what I'm doing here with the video and stuff, and my YouTube channel, sorry. And you know, one of the things that I'm really noticing is how exhausted and bad I feel. And I think in a sense, these things have kind of pushed me right over the edge. I was on the edge in the first place anyway, because I was pushing myself on the edge anyway with regards to doing videos and stuff and focusing on content. And then I've obviously taken on something else, and it's just pushed me right over the edge. And it really has brought me back, in a sense, to where I was initially. It feels like I've taken a complete back step, and I'm now back into the exhaustion and tiredness and working too hard at work, doing all these things. So it's it's not pleasant, let's put it that way. And so it's real. It just doesn't feel good at all, if I'm completely honest. I'm kind of vague at the moment, really vague. And before I even switch this video on, or before I even start recording this video, sorry, I was just sat there and I just couldn't get my brain to think of anything, which is why I've just switched it on and I've just started talking. And it was really, really difficult. I mean, it's not too different to what I've been experiencing, in a sense, with regards to what I'm going to talk about over the past, I would say it's probably about 6, 7, 8 months that I've been doing this, and get the same problem every single time, and the same thing pops up, and every time I manage to do at least something, and then it's kind of fine, and then I'm faced with the same situation again when I come to do another video. So I guess in a sense, I'm not really sure what I want to bring this down to, but there's been lots of stuff going through my head about this particular situation. And there does seem to be there's one sort of running trend that is always apparent to me. And I know I've mentioned this in other videos before, but it's this fear of being attacked. And I was sort of going through it in my journal, because I journal quite a lot. I try and journal every day now, because I like to sort of get my thoughts and emotions and various other different things out into something, so I can free myself from the containment, or so I can free them from the container of my mind, which is constantly thinking all the time. And one of the things for me is this fear of being attacked. And so what does that attack lead to? Well, the attack leads to a sense of feeling lonely and feeling like I have to do everything myself. And then when I come out of the being attacked and feeling lonely, and it's almost like, in a sense, I try and haul myself out of the distress that I feel by taking massive amounts of action. And eventually the massive amounts of action leads me to a sort of burnout. That's what I've had in the past. I've had a couple of nervous breakdowns, and that has been as a result of just working constantly, and then getting to a point where I just can't do anymore because there's no more energy left in me. And my body's worn out, emotionally I'm worn out, mentally I'm worn out, and you know, it's left me in a position where I've been off work for a month, quit my job, and then I've been off of work for, you know, upwards of 6 months to a year at a time because of this. I mean, it took me a long time to recover from the last time that happened, and so, you know, I get pretty tired sometimes, and I get pretty pissed off, and because you don't want that to happen again, in a sense, there's like an unconscious limitation that is upon you all the time, and you live within the limitations of. I live personally within the limitations of that on an unconscious level. You know, there's always that fear that I'll go into a period of massive downtime where I'm just literally doing nothing or can't do nothing. There's a fear of losing everything. There's a fear of losing everything I've built and not wanting to go too far into that. And it's, you know, it's quite distressing, I would say. So, and I guess in a way there's a block with this, what I'm doing with the video and stuff, and there's also a block with something else that I've taken on as well. And it's very hard. It feels very hard for me to sort of address this, but I'm coming to the conclusion that, you know, I have to deal with this in a certain way. And deal's not the right word, but I have to approach this in a different way in order to overcome it. And so something that's occurred to me recently, well, it's not recently actually, it's been occurring to me quite a lot over the past couple of months, and maybe it's not that I have to work against this and in a sense work to sort of destroy it and disable it, because I know that I've tried to do that in the past, and I see a lot of people do this as well. They work against their emotions. For some people, right, it works for them to, for a while at least, for them to sort of go against their emotions, to ignore themselves, to not really take care of themselves emotionally, and, you know, to not listen to themselves when they need downtime. And so that's what happens when you get ill. You know, if you don't listen to yourself, you get ill, and then that forces you to take the downtime that your body needs in order to try and recuperate in some way. And I'm as guilty of that as anybody, by the way. I don't think it comes from not being able to sort of deal with certain emotions or feelings, or not wanting to face them head on. And so the new way in which I'm starting to approach that is to sit with the emotions and feelings, and sometimes they're fucking painful, and sometimes I don't want to sit with them. So in that sense, there's a new way I feel to deal with this. And this sense of overload that's happened over the past couple of weeks is very much an indicator of my tendency to push myself over the edge with so many different things, and hunting for the next latest and greatest opportunity to try and make myself feel better, to try and get myself into a place where I don't have to do, and I can just finally relax and feel comfortable that I'm successful in something. So with regard to that, maybe the conclusion to this video is, for me, is to stop fucking trying so hard all the time, and to just sit and be with my emotions. And I think that's probably, for me, that's the way forward, because I have a tendency to just not do that at times. So where do you push yourself too hard, and what has this led to in your life? Please leave a comment below, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.